Oh, there's my microphone. Hello and welcome, race fans. Welcome back to some fantastic Wednesday night action with the Vigilante Racing League as we go into round number 2, the penultimate round of this playoff championship run that we have here. Right now, we are in, I would say sunny California, but it's a night race here tonight at Autoclub, which is something we always love to see, but we wish you all had a happy holidays. I know it got a little sketchy there with the storm rolling through and whatnot, but nonetheless, had some good time out there. So let's have some good times here tonight while we kick things on off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, these fantastic races wouldn't be able to happen without some fantastic sponsors, such as Blue Fox Properties, based out of there in the kind of Tucson, Arizona area. Go ahead and give old Hot Rod Dave maybe a call at 520-850-4189 if you're looking to buy or sell your house in that Tucson area or anywhere across the country. Dave can definitely help you on out with his 18 years of experience in with all this housing stuff, because man, it is absolutely insane. So don't do it alone. Get yourself a good quality realtor today, especially one offering free consultations. I am Alan Brown, and I had a pretty wondrous time here this past weekend, and I'm joined by two of my best friends. Glad that we can be back in action. Up here in the booth with me is Mr. Alan English. Alan, we come back to the track that got us started here with Vigilante Autoclub, where we got to see a fantastic race then, and I'm looking forward to a fantastic race here tonight.
Yeah, we got to see what they were all about. That first recruiting race that we did for this league. It seems like it's been so long ago, but yeah, it definitely Auto Club's one of my favorites. And of course, with this league, running great races as they do, the way they structure everything, I'm looking for a great shootout tonight. We've got a good truck count out there. We're going to have, I think, 28 trucks out there on the track right now when we get this thing started, when we drop a green flag. So can't wait to see it. 85 laps here at Auto Club at night. I love that.
Absolutely. It's down there is Mr. Adam Turner, probably having to look away from his phone from all the violence happening there at the Tulsa shootout, whatever little thing that they got going down there with those cars. Saw a little fight down there on pit road to get you fired up, Adam.
Well, if there's a fight, I'm going to be in the middle of it. That's just we're trying to get things stirred up for the end of the year, get everybody riled up. We're still racing. this is the playoffs, man. So somebody should be angry right now, trying to work their way into the top spot. Looking forward to Autoclub is great. There's a lot of different lines, man, and there's one fast repair, 65% fuel, 4 sets of tires. There's an incident limit at 13. You will start getting penalized, but there will be no disqualification. 70 degrees on the track, nice and cool. Will make for some pretty hard, awesome racing tonight.
Indeed, as we take a look at tonight's race info here, wonderful 2-mile track here this evening where no weather going to cause havoc to these drivers here tonight other than maybe a little cold tires to get things started off, but we'll be a-okay when everything gets all warmed up and running. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race, and man, it is all about those tires. I don't know how many races we've seen from this track, as well as some other tracks very similar to it, where it's been won or lost on tire strategy.
Yeah, tires are going to be everything here. Tire management. We've got several guys out there that really know how to save on tires. You'll see them taking their time on the first few runs here, just kind of gauge, what kind of mileage they can get out of these tires. But yeah, looking forward to this. Seeing who's got the best strategery out there when it comes down towards the end of this thing.
You got to have strategery. Everybody knows that. George Bush told us that a long time ago.
Yeah.
The strategery wins. And you're going to need it with the fuel and the tires tonight. And it's a pretty long race. 2 miles, 85 laps. I don't know what that is in Louisiana, but it seems like it's a lot of miles.
Yeah, about 170 miles.
So just grip it and rip it.
Yeah, that indeed, as the drivers just finishing up qualifying as we speak. So our starting grid is getting all set up, and our championship down to 8 drivers here, as we will go into that here in just a moment. But first, let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver is going to be starting here this evening. Getting us started off with no surprise here, the 728, Mr. Timothy Pope. Going to be one of those championship drivers starting up there on pole position. Got the 33 of Jess Vaught starting on his outside, so pretty stacked field up at the front. Of course, we got last week's race winner, Ricky Wittenberg, in the 55 starting here in third. Got the 14 of Dustin Eaton starting here in fourth as well. 18 of one of those playoff contenders, Andrew Player, starting in fifth, with the 64, Trevor Robertson, trying to hold on here to make it into the final 4. Starting in 6th. 747, Albert Anderson had a solid race again last week, trying to come on back with a 7th starting grid spot. The 81, Jonathan Osborne, as well, had a pretty solid race. He's going to start here in 8th. 29 of Hot Rod Mayberry going to start here in 9th, with the 3 of Austin Paul, the rubber ducky man himself, rounding out your starting top 10.
Row number 6 is going to be the 01 of Kelly Keel and the 753 of Jeremiah Burke. Row number 7 is going to be Mike Adamson in that 751 machine on the inside. And on the outside, the 68 of Dustin Wade. He'll start 14th. Amanda Wade is out there pulling for him tonight, saying Happy New Year, AAA crew. Thank you so much for watching, Amanda. Chandler Paul is going to be starting in 15th place in that 72 truck. The 123 of John Gallagher to his outside. Row number 9 is going to be the 4 of Deion Jones and the 63 of Josh Oxendine. And rounding out your top 20 and making up row number 10, the 49 of David L. Kelly and the 74 of Robert Jordan.
5 of Jonah Long will start 21st. Mike the Spy Sobanovsky in the 34 truck. He'll be 22nd. 57 of Russ Endicott will start 23rd. 48, Jack the Ripper Dixon, Mr. Canada, 24th. 6 of Austin Reeves, 25th. David Emig in that 2 truck will start 26th. David fighting the 1, 27th, and Charlie Herkus in the 83 truck will round it out.
Indeed, as these drivers head on out there to the racetrack behind the pace car here, getting ready to get up and running for the first time here tonight. Let's go ahead and show everybody what the current championship 8 looks like. Got Jess Vaught on top of that leaderboard with points. Now, this will be the final race, I should say, that points were going to matter, because when the final 4 make it through next week, it's just going to be on whoever finishes the highest out of those 4 drivers. So just got to be paying attention to all of them. Andrew Player moving on through with his multiple win this season. Timothy Pope, Jeremiah Burke, Jack the Ripper Dixon, Trevor Robertson, Kelly Keel, and Mike Adamson all fighting for that number 4 spot here as we get everybody all stacked up, lined up, and ready to rumble. Of course, those playoffs drivers will have the red kind of banner above their windshield here, so we can easily distinguish who is who as the pace car makes his dive on down into pit road. And here we go for the first time tonight, entering that Geico restart zone. We go. Flash bulbs are going in. We are going with Green Flag Racing here from California. Side by side, they shuffle and bustle their way across the line and into turns 1 and 2. The 728 of Pope getting a good start there. The 33 of Jess Vaught trying to tuck into the draft, maybe get a little bit of extra speed there before falling back to the outside lane here. Multiple lanes available to these drivers here at this super wide track. We will talk about more about that as they got options. As the 55 Ricky Wittenberg trying to make up a couple spots after he lost them there on that start. Still with Pope out in front. The 14 and the 64 make contact, sending the 64 down for a little bit of a ride, able to hang on to it. The 14 kind of stuck slow here in the middle as we're going 3 wide down across the line as we complete lap number 1.
Yeah, big old check up there. The 747 had to lift, and the 753, his teammate right behind him, right on his back bumper. So not a lot of time to react, especially at a really fast track like this.
Yeah, 2 wide, a little bit of 3 wide action on that first lap. Pretty amazing stuff. Grip is pretty good so far, it looks like.
Definitely, especially for that 81 of Jonathan Osborne, already up 6 spots, trying to overtake the 33 of Jess Vaught. Oh, sliding right up in front of that front bumper. They're going to go back to side by side here as Jess kind of tries to cross them over, but right behind them, you got 3 wide, Albert Anderson, Ricky Wittenberg, you got Jeremiah Burke, Trevor Robertson, all fighting for top spots here inside this race early on.
You even had 3 wide, a few rows back behind them for 11th, 12th place. So these guys fighting it out here early, trying to push the limits, seeing what they can do with these tires.
Yeah, and look at the number 3, Austin Paul. He's really going to have a great race because he's got a great paint scheme. Look at the hood of that thing. Track Dogs Racing and AAA Broadcasting, sitting there in 11th place.
Sweet. Love it. Awesome paint job. That's D&D Race Graphics done that.
Course, sponsored, not sponsored. As always, Albert Anderson getting the fastest lap of the race so far here. Tucked into that draft right now, which is definitely helping him out as the 18 and the 64 go 2 by 2. It looks like Adamson trying to jump up into that mix as well. Kelly Keel in that 01 trying to chase down that 55 of Ricky Wittenberg right now and try to slide up that leaderboard more and more. Osborne still hanging on there, having a great battle here with Jess Vaught. It's not slowing these guys down just yet as, the 81 snags the outside wall. We saw that happen to him a good chunk last week as well. As trying to remember where were we at last week? Oh,
you're asking the wrong. You're asking the wrong guy here.
Homestead.
It was
Homestead.
Homestead, yeah. There you go.
He was Jonathan having an issue last week with some of those wall contacts, so trying to do a better job here tonight, but so far having a already early contact. There's the 753 Jeremiah Burke moves on down low to try to get around him. You got the 63 of Oxendine trying to get around the 18 going side by side. The 72 of Chan the Man, he's cutting up a rug here, going up 3 wide, splitting these guys.
We'll talk about Jonathan Osborne. I mean, he's on a technical track out there trying to read his tire wear and stuff without force feedback. As you guys know, he races with a mouth controller and he doesn't have any force feedback feel. Whoa, we got some 4 wide back here. It was 4 wide. Now it's only 3 wide. 30, I can't see the number now, that orange truck. me go back. I can't see the number.
Going to be one of the orangutan guys.
Yep, 72. I'm sorry. Chandler Paul. A little bit of contact between him and another truck there.
Yeah, this is orange too. I'll be.
That's another beautiful paint.
It is.
A lot of them out here.
That indeed he is. He was going 3 wide there with the 68 of Dustin Wade, of course, joining us here with the driver Cam, and right beside him as the race and battle continues to wage on, Chan the man in the 72 has that face camera on, and not too far in front of them, you got the 18 of Andrew Player, of New Hampshire's own, and pride and joy here in this Vigilante Racing League. As it looks like we're going to be going back to 3 wide here before we know it, Alan.
Yeah, it's getting kind of squirrely back here with the 3 wide action so early in this race. But so far, only minimal contact. Oh, they're wrecking. Wrecking across the start-finish line. Jonah. Oof. Chan the man and
Jack Dixon got a piece
Jonah
of
Long.
Dave Mayberry mentioned as well.
As it looked like Hot Rod drifting up the track just a little bit here, and you can actually kind of see it. This is where the grooves on the track, they
tried to go 3 wide.
They
tried to go 3 wide there, looked like.
Yeah, and things just got squeezed up, and actually, I think...
Oh, David Fight with a meatball flag as well.
There was going to be contact between those 3 either way, but Chan the man getting hard contact there. Jonah Long, and as the 123 Gallagher gets a piece of clipping done there as well, trying to shuffle on through. Let's go ahead and kind of follow along here with the 72 of Chan the man as they were trying to, just hard impacts. The 74 getting snagged up there as well. Man, oh man, we got a whole bunch of people getting kind of snagged up in this one.
Yeah, the 72, he's definitely going to have to use his only fast repair here. That thing's dog walking sideways down the pit lane. A lot of damage and alignment problem there for the 72.
Yeah, they were just running so well. I think they might have got a touch greedy there going 3 wide. Tried to squeeze it in. I really think Dave was fine down low. They just kind of doubled up on top of him there and caused a little crash.
Yeah, it looked like David Fight having an issue there with the blown engine, so he is going to most definitely have to use that fast repair here early, which, you know, when you look at a race and see the total number of laps being 85, you'd have to imagine that you'd think it's going to go by pretty quick, and that's not a long time, but here at this long track of Autoclub, I mean, they're still ripping around it, 40 seconds or so, which is pretty dang quick. It's still a whole bunch of time left for these guys, and using a fast repair this early, that's going to change a good amount of strategies up here, I think.
Absolutely. The guys that did have to use it, they're really going to have to be extra careful out there, not to get any heavy damage out there. Try not to get any damage at all, really, but... yeah, it looks like Greg Klein not able to make the race tonight. He says it sucks he's missing this one of his favorite tracks. George Rincon not able to make it either. He said he's wishing good luck to the Goodweiser Motorsports team, though. Sorry he had to miss. And Taylor Provax saying, let's go number 33. Just Vaught got a fan out there.
Hey, the Just Vaught fan club has been coming out of the woodwork here lately.
Wow. He's got a lot more fans as the season has gone on. His daughter's been out here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always up front. He's kind of where he is right now. We'll see what happens. Really missing Valiant right now. Somewhere in New Mexico, Valiant. Let us know how you're doing. Hope you're okay.
As we kind of look through this field right now, 64 Trevor Robertson coming on down through those pit stops to maybe top up on fuel. Looked like he might have gotten some side damage there, tapping the wall at one point. So he got some manual damage fixed. Still looks like he could possibly have a little bit more there as well. But of course, you got Mike Adamson up 6 spots right now, sitting in 7th. Kelly Keel, he's up 6. Jeremiah Burke in the 753. He's up 9, trying to not waste any time. Maybe not quite so happy with his qualifying effort here, so he's trying to make up for it. The 2, David Emig, is jumping up quite a few spots, being able to stay out of trouble for the most part from that caution.
It's a little bit of mix and match with the teams up here out front. Limitless, several trucks here in the top few rows, and Vigilante Force with a couple of guys up here. I'm sure they're going to be talking on the radio with each other, trying to come up with a little game plan here as far as strategy after the pit stops.
Most certain, but of course we've just seen it last week here from Homestead, where you could have the strategy that you want, but things can go sideways for you, and that's how Ricky got the win last week, as he kind of had a strategy end up just falling kind of into his lap there. A blessing in disguise by getting caught up in a caution. So we'll just have to wait to see as these laps continue to be ticked off here. As here we go back to green flag racing. 747 Albert Anderson, I think he was ready to go before Timothy Pope, getting all up in that back bumper of the 728, trying to help his teammate out here. The 753 Jeremiah Burke not wasting any time, sitting behind the 33 of Jess Vaught. He's going to try to make a pass here on the outside. So Jess Vaught looking like he's going to lose a couple spots here as he gets mobbed by that Limitless Motorsports team here as they head on down through turns 3 and 4. Albert and Jeremiah now side by side. Albert drifting up the track just a little bit, opening that bottom side. Jess Vaught taking a peek-see. Looks like he's going to stay there on Albert, not really get a run to make a pass here. 55 Ricky Wittenberg, he's continuing the run kind of in that middle to bottom line right now. Again, it's just a matter of where you are comfortable here with how many lanes this track has. I mean, we've seen a lot of people get comfortable way up at the top. Some people really like going all the way down low. Other people, they like to ride right there in that middle lane. So especially when these tires get to wearing off a lot more, we'll have to see where people are currently going to be driving at, as Mike Adamson trying to stay around that 55 machine. We also got Dion Jones and David Emig having a little bit of a tussle back here, and right in front of him, Mike the Spy Sabanovsky and the 81 of Osborne shuffling back and forth.
You remember what we said about tires and how you need to take care of them? Jess Vaught wasn't worried about a couple guys passing him on the restart. As you see, he's still holding his own up there, but he's not just trying to tear the rubber off the things early. You got to save some of that hide for later.
He is gonna possibly get pick maneuvered here, though, as the 6 of Austin Reeves rejoining the track after coming down through a pit road. Thankfully, again, a wide enough track that a situation like this isn't too crazy. However, Jess Vaught was having a run there on Pope, just not able to get it to work because of that bottom line being taken up by that 6 car.
Well, see how they're kind of spread out, but some are high, some are low. It's pretty neat to watch. It's almost like you're on an LA freeway right now, you know, and if you're on an LA freeway, you know somebody's ready to fight you at any moment. They might even have a knife with them, because they don't really allow guns in California. That's illegal, so they might have knives out there ready to fight, slicing and dicing all over the track.
Speaking of slicing and dicing, Jack the Ripper Dixon up there in Canada. Now that I get to say that correct and make up for my mistake last week.
Good.
Trying to make up a couple of spots here back outside this top 20. He's really hoping to make a move here because he's kind of on that border cut line for that 4th spot. So he really needs to get a good finish here tonight.
What do you mean? You said Canada wrong?
I said Canadian.
Oh, Canadian.
He was trying to say the Canadian driver, and he said he was from. It's a common thing, I'm sure.
Well, it was funny. I liked it. I mean, it's probably against the law up there. You're probably banned from Canada right now until you apologize to the master.
Shadow banned, yeah.
So apologize to the master of Canada, the King Trudeau, and then maybe they'll allow you up there, Brown.
I got nothing to do with there. I'm fine.
Okay. Well, they got good racing down here in America right now in California. Player in 18 battling out. Looks like with Hercus is in front of him and Dustin Eaton. That's a pretty good battle in the back here.
Yeah, these guys have been going at it quite a bit here on this newest restart. As you also got John Gallagher coming back from that contact there, trying to shuffle his way back on through. He's got the 48 of Dixon right behind him. We also got Robert Jordan in the 74 trying to make up some ground here and come on back up through this field. The 29 Hot Rod Mayberry as well trying to slide his way back up this track. Mayberry had a pretty good chance at maybe picking up the win here this last week at Homestead, just running out of fuel in the later stages. So hopefully tonight the strategy will be on his side here, and he could pick up his first win in this Vigilante Racing League.
Yeah, a lot of guys just not quite making it on fuel last week. One of the things I wish me and Turner had time to do today was sit down and do a fuel run just to get some good numbers for you guys. They're running 65% fuel here. So we're going to see how far they can stretch it, because the tire savers, they're going to run that tank empty.
Yeah, I wish we could have. There's too much work to be done during the day. This side business is really booming. We're doing a lot of stuff here. We're working a lot, but we also have stuff going on in the day. So I enjoy this much more than my real job, though. So that's cool.
Yeah, there you go.
As the 63 and the 753 go battling side by side here around Josh Oxendine, Jeremiah Burke, Mike Adamson having a great battle for a top 5 spot right now. And everybody being, I don't want to say cautious, because they're racing pretty close, but they're definitely giving each other a little bit of that extra room here, still being early on in this run. We will have that competition caution coming out at the completion of lap number 43, so that is the number that these guys are racing to right now. And you can see there from the earlier kind of slideshow screen that the points chase is very, very close, and you're going to want to get as many points as you can, and finishing inside of that top 10 here for this first stage, that is going to be a big key for some of these drivers.
Yeah, them stage points will carry over, so these guys trying to, like you say, get every point they can. Kyle Vaught out there pulling for Vigilante Force, saying, play it patient there, number 33. Of course, pulling for Jess Vaught out there. Rebecca Smith also with us. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for joining us over on the YouTubes.
What's that, his secret weapon? He's got all these Vaughts coming in here and watching the races now.
Yeah. Moral support, man. Moral support.
What was it? Sarah Vaught was here before, right? And
yeah,
pretty awesome to have family and friends. Obviously, this is family watching a race. He's always doing well. Looks like he's doing well again tonight so far.
And that he is staying right up on that back bumper of Pope here. As these two guys continue to kind of inch away. They're not really driving away quite yet, but they're definitely starting to pull away from the rest of the field here. And of course, both Pope and Vaught, season champions the last couple seasons. That hasn't been happening here in this VRL. So they're looking to add to that win total here tonight, as the Ford Dion Jones having a heck of a race, as Jeremiah Burke drifting on down into pit lane here.
0-1, Kelly Keel contact with the wall, sparks flying there for a good 50 feet, left a good long black stripe right there on the wall.
That's the 754 in the 63, still, 751. That one looked like a 4. You would think for how long we've been broadcasting these guys, I'd get their dang numbers straight. But they're
half the time they don't get their own numbers right, so don't worry about that. You're doing fine.
Not that many.
They're having a heck of a battle out here. Same thing with that 2 of David Emig right now, going up underneath the 63. Oh my goodness. Getting caught up there with the 747 of Albert Anderson as well. The 6 of Austin Reeves lap down here in the midst of all this action. You also got the 4 Dion Jones. Now, we normally don't talk about...
Oxendine in the back of the 747. Bout turned him. Sorry there, buddy.
Oh, that's all right. That's anytime there's action, we love to absolutely call it out. As But speaking of Deion Jones, we don't normally talk about him up here inside this top 10, but definitely showing a good chunk of speed here tonight in that Mountain Dew number 4 machine.
Jonathan Osborne is down on pit road.
Yeah, it looks like here comes a good chunk of this field. You got Pope, Vaught, Adamson, Oxendine, whole bunch of people coming on down. Vaught's probably Achilles' heel last week was a poor pit road entrance, so he's looking to not make any pit road mistakes here tonight, as Emig is going to control the lead of this race for the time being, as pit stops kind of cycle on through, up 25 spots for him. Deion Jones, Ricky Wittenberg now all up inside this top 3. Austin Paul as well, he's hanging around in there with his Cult of Chaos teammate of Wittenberg, who's coming on down. So here they come, more and more pit stops all happening here. And about 25 laps is kind of looking like what these drivers are hanging on with.
Yeah, 14 gets in the wall right there on the front stretch, but able to hang on to it. Yeah, I think what these guys are probably doing, they're trying to kind of split the stage in half here, as they know that yellow flag's going to be waving right there at the end of lap 42, lap 43. What was it? End of 43. So a little bit of strategy on just trying to split the stage. We're not going to see a whole ton of yellows out here tonight. So these guys anticipating running green for the most of this stage here.
Well, and you only have 4 sets of tires, so you got to plan accordingly. And I think
Yep.
it's a pretty good plan to kind of split it up to where you get to use every every tire set to the extreme. What happened there?
David Fight and Charlie Herkus, black flags.
Yeah.
Under green, that's a killer there. That's 40-second penalty. That's going to cost them a lap.
Yeah, they're definitely a lap down already.
And, we always kind of mention it, if you're going to get a penalty, at least get it on the way in, so that way you serve it while you're already down. But when you get it on the way back out, oh, man, that is absolutely brutal, having to basically do a lap, come on back down and in. That just even hurts your time even more, as the 64 Trevor Robertson, he's leading a big gaggle of cars here. He's got the 49 of Kelly, the 48 of Dixon, the 5 of Long, as well as some other lap and not lap traffic going on around him.
Yeah, it's something when you start getting it mixed up. You got guys on old tires, guys on new tires, different laps, different skill sets. It kind of gets chaotic here sometimes, as we're 3 wide here with the 48 in the middle.
Yeah, the 55 in the 3 looked like they're trying to do some kind of plate track style racing there, trying to maybe stay teamed on up and do a little bit of bump drafting, as John Gallagher in the 123, he's making some moves on the outside lane here, getting around the 14 of Dustin Eaton. That's Dustin with a Y.
Taylor Provax over there on YouTube said, ready or not, here comes Vaught. He's going to do what he's got to do to get back out in front here after this cycle's up.
Yeah, he's, however, trying to chase down both Jeremiah Burke and Timothy Pope, who are working well together here. Both drivers making their pit stops a few laps ago, and they're working together right now, doing a little bit of that bump drafting. And you can see here now that Timothy Pope kind of up to speed now. It's maybe trying to swap spots and kind of doing like a pace line here, English.
Yeah, these guys definitely experimenting out there with lines. We're seeing some guys running way up by the wall, too, as well.
Yeah, this is the time to experiment right now. A little bit right before the midway point. Probably learning a little bit about everything on the track right now. Yahtzee.
Indeed, as we're about 13 laps away from that midway stage break. Jack Dixon, David Kelly, Andrew Player still having a good race, yet to come on down for their really official first round of pit stops. They did come on down that last caution here, maybe topping up on fuel, so they've got a little bit of that extra fuel in those tanks, but they're starting to get to the point where they're running on out, so they've got about a couple more laps before they have to come on down.
Is there any situation where you think fuel only would be a good idea? It looks like we do have some fuel only stops that are occurring here.
Yeah, especially with the limited tire sets that they have, the 3 sets. Anytime that you can have that, just that one extra set, because you never know what's going to happen later on in this race. We could see a few cautions come late as the 5. Oh my goodness, almost getting up there in with Jonathan Osborne having a good side-by-side battle right now out on the racetrack. Mike Sabanovsky, the Spy, coming on down and in that 34 machine. But
yeah, we had
it especially at a track like this, Alan. Tire wear. We talk about it, and right now we're not seeing it count like too much of a factor. Right now, we're mostly spread out just due to differential and pit strategies and how aggressive people are on pit road. But later on in the race, if people are maybe struggling and trying to save that extra set here or there, that's when we're really going to see the split up of who saved and who didn't.
I mean, these guys coming in and getting fuel only now. I mean, as long as they can stay on the lead lap, that's what they're looking to do right now. They know that everybody's going to get stacked back up here in just a few short laps. So why not take a chance, bank a set of tires, because you're going to get line up right behind everybody else anyway when this yellow flag comes out. So I like the strategy.
As the smooth and sultry Albert Anderson trying to stay in the draft with his teammate, the 751 of Mike Adamson right now. They're tucked in behind this 63 on Josh Oxenden. I'm telling you, it's like a smooth R&B album. I swear that's what his little
his Facebook picture, yeah.
The in the overlay looks like, man.
He looks comfortable.
He's
comfortable. 18 Andrew Player black flag, Robert Jordan black flag. Man, they are coming out tonight with the black flags.
It is difficult. What's the speed limit down there on pit road?
The speed limit on pit road is 55 miles an hour.
Oof, yeah, you're coming off of these corners at 180 miles an hour or so.
Yep.
So yeah, there's definitely a lot of braking having to happen as the 751 and the 63 go 3 wide here for a second with Albert Anderson in tow. Everybody fighting for these top spots. Pope and Burke separated here a little bit, and looks like Jess Vaught able to chase down Burke here just that little bit extra as well. Looks like Burke on 2 lap older tires. Now 2 laps doesn't sound like much, but it can definitely add its way on up here as we enter in these final 8 or so laps for this stage. And drivers continue to fight to try to make their way up onto this top 10 as we got the 72 of Chandler Paul trying to catch on up to the back bumper of the 49, David Kelly. Also just kind of looking back through the field here, looks like 74 Robert Jordan, either connection issue or calling it a night here, having some problems.
We are seeing a little bit more aggressive side drafting and pinching people low. You saw it from Adamson there the last lap or two with the 63, making sure he's putting that left side of his truck right on the bed rail there, the right bed rail of the 63, just holding him down there, making him put a lot of wheel into it, and trying to get him to maybe fry his right front tire up a little bit, and putting him at an aero disadvantage as well by putting all that extra air on the spoiler of the 63.
Oh, yeah.
I love the aggression we're seeing as far as, pinching people and bumping people, and all at 185 miles an hour.
Yeah, let's start throwing the fist pretty soon.
Well,
in a virtual way.
Yeah, of course. Of course, virtual way is the throwing a fist is the 5 Jonah Long breaking his way past the 68 of Dustin Wade here, down across the line, just a little bit behind the 01 of Kelly Keel to try to make his way up into one of those top 10 spots. Kelly being one of those guys fighting for to get into that championship 4 here by the end of this race in that 10th spot. So that bonus point, it might just be 1 point, but that 1 point could be all that matters, because I think when we were cutting this thing down from 12 to 8, I think the difference between the tie for 7th and 8th was 1 point.
That's what we say. Every single point matters. Every position you can make at the end of this race is a point. So they're going to do everything they can to make passes for position on the final lap here. Annalie Tovar joining us saying, Team Tang, baby. Let's go, Dustin with a Y. That's Dustin Eaton out there in the 14.
I was just going to have to say that from now on. Dustin with a Y. That's his name. It is strange, isn't it? I mean, I haven't seen that maneuver before, but still Dustin in the end. Man, not that there's anything wrong with that either.
Not at all. As to David Emick up 22 spots right now, absolutely shuffling his way up through this field. He's sitting in 4th right now. He's got some work to do to try to chase down Burke, Vaught, and Pope, but sitting in a pretty good spot. Heck of a job driving out there for him. He's got the 751. Mike Adamson still tucked up underneath him here. Mike trying to pick up some of those important points here, as well as he's in that kind of last spot, trying to hope to make a few moves up to make it into that final 4. Oxendine and Anderson still locked in with a pretty good battle here, as well as the 3 Austin Paul. Not really a battle here. I think they're giving each other a good amount of room, but he and his teammate Ricky Wittenberg for that Cult of Chaos team having a pretty good run here tonight.
Tell you what, as we near the end of the season, the excitement for these races just builds, and we're so glad that we got the viewers out there here tonight. We got 24 folks watching online right now with us. And got some thumbs up out there. If you guys like what you're seeing, hit that thumbs up button. It helps us reach some more folks and get a little bit better audience. We can bring more racing action to you guys. So,
yeah, well,
thank you so much for all you do out there for us. They're all of our fans.
Yeah, hit the button, like, subscribe, all that. We got to really stick it to Zuckerberg. That guy has been holding us down since day one.
Stick it to him.
Yeah, so hit the buttons. Hope y'all enjoy it as much as we do. We're just, 3 guys having fun, watching the race, getting to talk about it.
As the 64 and the 81 battle for some top 13 spots right now. Looks like the 64 getting around, but with the crossover, here comes that 81. Jonathan Osborne trying to sling it around Robertson, and so that's going to be a fun battle to continue to kind of watch and keep our eye on. Let's see here. We also got a good little gaggle between the 49 and the 68. Looks like the 68 on that, no tire stop that last time, so fuel only. Definitely starting to struggle out here. He's running about a couple seconds, almost 3 seconds slower than what people on. Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Whew, goodness.
Oh, Lord. Bless you.
Man, we're coming up on the halfway, so I must be allergic to yellow flags or something.
Probably so. Good point.
But he's trying to continue to fight his way along as we head on down to the final lap of this first stage here. Timothy Pope out in front, Jess Vaught second, Jeremiah Burke in third. All 3 drivers chasing down that top 4 spots here. Adamson trying to get around that to David Emig one final time here as they head on down the back straightaway.
Kind of spread out here from the green flag pit stops, but still some close action out there on the track as this first stage is wrapping up.
And it is. So with one final run off of turns 3 and 4, the 751 not able to get around that 2 of David Emig. So the field is now frozen with that yellow flag coming on out. Pope wins the stage. Vaught and Burke second, third, Emig in fourth, Adamson 5th, Oxendine 6th, Anderson 7th, Paul 8th, Wittenberg 9th, with the 5 of Jonah Long picking up that 10th spot.
Yeah, and you have some playoff contenders that are not going to get any stage points here that finish just outside of that top 10. So probably not happy campers right now, but they're playing the long game, I think. Larry Dickerson over there on YouTube saying, "What up, guys? Hope y'all had a Merry Christmas." We did. Thank you. Hope you did as well with your family there. And Albert Anderson's pop out there said, "Let's go, Albert." Hope you had a Merry Christmas as well.
Well, speak for you. I didn't have a Merry Christmas. These kids aren't very grateful for anything. I mean, they don't really care that I bought all the gifts, you know? They don't care. They just want more. Yeah, they want more. Go out and I'll pick it off the tree, all that cash I got out there. Huh?
Yeah.
Maybe next year they can go pick it
Send me some
themselves.
seeds.
Yeah. But definitely it's good to be with family, you know, this time of year.
Most definitely. And speaking of being with families, how about getting you and your family into a new home here as we get ready to have pit stops happen here under this stage break caution. So big thank you to Blue Fox Properties based out of that kind of Tucson, Arizona area. You can give Dave maybe a call at 520-850-4189. If you're looking to buy or sell a house, definitely look to the professionals, especially professionals with 18 plus years experience in the in kind of the realty market. So thank you, Dave, for coming on board and sponsoring some of these races with the Blue Fox Properties. And if you're looking to buy or sell your house in that Tucson area or anywhere across the country, be sure to give Hot Rod a call and get yourself a good quality realtor here today.
Love the night racing here. The way the lights hit these paint jobs out here. We got so many great looking paints. I just love the feel of a night race.
Yeah, it's just like Saturday night at your local track. Just a little bit bigger, a little bit more money involved. Some fun stuff.
Well, looks like Robert Jordan calling it a night. Driver out of Texas. Putting it back up on the trailer. Going to get ready for next week.
And that indeed, but we still got right now 27 drivers driving around out there, and only a small little handful of them are actually a lap down as we get ready to get kind of stacked back up here. Looks like the 49 David Kelly not coming on down into pit road this go around of caution, so he's going to stay on out and try to get a lap back. Same thing with the 18 Andrew Player staying on out here as well.
Speaking of next week, guys, heading to Phoenix for the finale of this season with the Vigilante Racing League. What do you guys think? And it's hot always at Phoenix. It's during the day, of course. And it's just an oddly shaped track, but we see great racing there every time we go.
Well, I love it. I think it's unique. I really liked when they did Homestead as the final, but it's a pretty good replacement.
No, I did too.
Phoenix. Yeah. I like the dog leg. A lot of interesting things can happen. It's a fast track. Pretty cool.
And that indeed is we shuffle and bustle, get everybody all lined back up 2 by 2 as here we go. We get ready to go into the final stage of this race here tonight, and already past that halfway point, so this race is flying by here tonight. We've got David Kelly. He's going to get this thing started off out in front. Pope up there, Vaught, Burke, Emig, Oxendine, Paul, Anderson, Adamson, and Wittenberg all inside of this top 10 as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here in just a second.
Yeah, the support continues for Vaught out there. Kyle saying, second half, let's go, Vaught. Larry Dickerson saying something about we didn't tell him about missing races that he can make the playoffs in ARCA and Xfinity. I have no idea.
I didn't know either, but either way, the yellow flag is exchanged for a green one as we go back to green flag racing here tonight at Auto Club in California. Side by side, they shuffle and bustle their way down across the line. Man, that 728 got a great restart on the outside. He's got his teammate of Jeremiah Burke helping him out, try to get around that 49. The 33 Jess Vaught kind of mired behind that 49, who is on older tires. So we're going to be kind of shuffling 3 wide here as people with the new stuff trying to make it past around the guys with the older stuff. As the 63 of Oxendine as well kind of getting stuck up underneath them there. 747 Albert Anderson coming with a big run and having to dodge to the outside.
Austin Reeves with a black flag. I think he may have entered a closed pit or something there right before the restart. He's back out on the track, but he's got a black flag showing. They've posted him. Keep eye on that.
Ooh, the 83 just self-spun down low.
Oh, Charlie
And the yellow's
Herkus.
out.
I think he was just enough on the racetrack that it was going to pull. It pulls out the yellow here. So let's go ahead and see what happened. He was coming out of pit lane here. And, man.
Cold tires.
And man, it's treacherous. You're trying to get up to speed. And that's really not a super banked section of this track. Not that Autoclub here is all that banked. For the most part, but very easy to get things all looped around, but having a little bit of an issue there for the 83 machine.
And the 6, he was on his way into the pit road when the yellow came out, so he had to jerk the wheel to the right, cut across the grass to avoid going into the pit lane and getting another black flag.
Was that anger I heard on the radio, or was that just talking?
Charlie Herkus is upset. I don't know if it's just at himself or what. He is none too happy after that spin coming out of the pits.
Yeah, it happens. No big deal.
Yeah, that indeed. So while we got ourselves here kind of back under pacing, let's go ahead and talk to one of these drivers. How about we talk to the 2 of David Emig here. Do this is we got the 2 of David Emig here. Dave, you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, I do.
Man, having a pretty solid run out there here tonight. We saw you up a whole bunch of spots in that kind of that first run. I know a little bit of different strategy calls making their way on through here, but things kind of getting all reset and restacked up here. Another kind of quick caution off of that last restart, but it looks like we're seeing some great side-to-side racing right now.
Yeah, racing's good. Everybody's given enough room, making it nice and clean. Setup's good. I don't know. I feel like I get better as the run gets longer. That last set there, I burned them off a little fast, cooled them down for a couple laps, and it came right back.
There you go. You're getting some testing in the race with real world track temperatures and everything out there. Good luck the rest of this race. I hope you're not affected too much by all the bad weather you guys are seeing up there in New York.
Yeah, no, it's good. I got a good enough setup where I'm all good.
That's all about preparation, ain't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, plus got some new toys for Christmas too.
Nice. Well, good luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you, guys.
Buffalo's getting it bad. But of course, it's almost to be expected.
I mean, it's Buffalo.
Buffalo,
bro.
yeah.
That's what they do. They'll persevere.
Absolutely.
Saw a news report today. They were interviewing a local official down there saying, you know, the state ain't helping us out much, but the local community, the neighbors helping neighbors. They said the people of Buffalo are just such good neighborly people. It's people helping their neighbors that's getting those guys through up there, all the people up there in Buffalo. Love hearing stories like that.
Oh, absolutely. And you remember that giant, when they had the jet stream blown across Lake Erie there, and they had that lake effect snow for like what seemed like a week and a half, and they got 7 feet. Well, I was talking with a friend at the gym, and he was saying, yeah, I was out there, over Christmas, and that snow is pretty much all gone. So now they're getting all new stuff, and it's just causing absolute mayhem out there. But I guess if you live out there in Buffalo, you get kind of used to it.
Prepare, make sure you got enough beer and everything. Go stick it out in the snow. You know, you roll up your garage door and just stick the beer in the snow wall that's right there, and then close your garage door. You got a cooler there. Might as well use it.
Yeah, you need whiskey, a couple 30 packs,
Sure.
you know, probably some duct tape in case you need to keep somebody quiet in the house. You'd be fine.
Well, I I'm all for like electric vehicles, especially the self-driving stuff. It's pretty cool, but I don't want that. I want a self-driving like snowblower, so I don't even have to go outside to do any of that stuff.
Like
Oh, one
like
that's-
a iRobot, like a robot like the Roomba, but
Yeah.
for
But for
No,
invent
I
that.
want- I
Invent
want
that.
to. I want to participate in it. I want to run it by remote control while I'm looking out the window. That'd be fun. I want to be a part of the process.
Well, let's quit talking about snow as we're here
Okay.
in California, getting ready to go back to green flag racing here. Pope and Burke getting things started off once again side by side. That 49 David Kelly, he was able to hang on to a top 4 spot here. So gets a little jiggly under that restart here, but still a solid restart nonetheless. 747 Albert Anderson not wasting any time trying to make some moves, dives down to the inside lane right in front of 751 of Adamson, his teammate there. So they're trying to work together and cut their way back up through this field. Of course, Albert trying to get his Limitless team members all up inside that championship to give themselves a good opportunity at picking up the win coming up here next week, as Jeremiah Burke tries to hold off the 33 of Jess Vaught right now, as here comes that 747, wasting absolutely no time, making a move on the outside of the 63 of Oxendine, now tucks in behind that 33 of Vaught. The 2 of David Emick, who just got done talking to here, he's kind of mired in the middle of some traffic. It's got some 2 wide action going on right now. Behind that 49 of David Kelly, he's got the 5 of Jonah Long and the 55 of Wittenberg there around him as well.
6 coming in to finally serve his black flag. Charlie Herkus got another black flag on the restart. He's coming down to serve his. More frustration tonight for the rambling about racing number 83 of Charlie Herkus.
Ooh, saw there the 34 of Mike the Spy Sabanovsky. Rear end tires breaking loose a little bit here as he's got some crazy action going on in front of him. Almost snags the outside wall there, but we almost got 3 wide going on here. Once again, the 64, we are 3 wide with the 14 and the 55 and the 01. Everybody fighting for every spot that they can.
Yeah, still getting after it right now. Not 2/3 the way done with this thing. This is where we should start seeing a little door rubbing, all kinds of action.
Contact 123 going down into the apron. Is he able to save it? Oh, as we got
Yellow.
Oh, the 18 getting knotted up here as well.
Yellow is out. We're going to stack it up and do it again, boys.
Oh, hot rod.
Happened in a part of the track where they're going to have to all pretty much come to a stop waiting on the pace truck. Would you say there? Hot Rod Mayberry got in that?
Yeah, he got. I don't want to say softly either. He was launching it around there. Let's kind of. Oh man, yeah, just trying to avoid some of the contact. The 123 as well. So got some heavy impacts going on here in that caution. Looked like it kind
And
of
if these
all started around the 123. I need to. Don't know why the chopper camera was so far zoomed out.
Trying to get the wide view of California. See what kind of taxes need to be paid out there.
Ooh, Osborne getting snagged up in it, as well as the Ford Dion Jones getting a little bit of some battle scars.
and racing team over on YouTube saying, I don't know where it is, but there's a golden horseshoe somewhere on his person. Talking about the 48 who barely escaped that as the 123 went right across his back bumper, just so close there.
And it looks like for the most part, everybody kind of in the back half of this thing playing that strategy game. Another close call here as we're coming up on the almost the final 25 laps, and we know right around that 25 laps is the limit here for these guys. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Of course, this one of these last times, Ricky Wittenberg, that's how we picked up the win last week, is by coming on in on these cautions and getting that extra fuel every single time. So another fuel strategy race make or break moment for some of these guys right now.
And you never know if it's going to be one of those races until the last little stretch there. And good on Ricky to realize it last week and say, oh, you know what? I can cram this thing full of gas and I'm going to be good. The rest of these guys are questionable. And he was barely good. I believe Ricky ran out as he crossed the finish line there. She was sputtering on him.
Yeah, I don't think he got to even do a full spin out at the end.
No, he got pushed around for the photo at the finish line there.
Well, he's coming down now.
Yeah, he is coming down. He took fuel only last time. Let's see if he's getting 4 fresh Goodyears here.
So we're going to go back to green flag racing here on lap 59 out of 85, which means it's right around 26, 27 laps. Do you think these guys that did just come on down to pit here, like David Kelly, Mike Sobanowski, Russ Endicott, Trevor Robertson, Austin Reeves, Wittenberg Player, and Paul all coming on down? Looks like Andrew Player might be having a little bit of a issue trying to get into his box there. Finally able to make it, but are they going to be able to save? Because I think probably it's 25 and a half laps is probably the max fuel run that they're going to get out of these things while trying to race. But with some fuel strategy, do you think they can save that extra 1 to 2 laps?
I don't know if they can do it on the track without a caution. That's a big ask to get 2 whole laps of fuel saved out there by just working the throttle. Ricky Wittenberg took fuel only again, so I don't know if he's out of tires or if he's just saving that last set for a last minute pit stop. Chandler Paul kind of in the same position there.
Yeah, you also got to remember, so he came down one time earlier already. This was basically just topping up on fuel that one final time.
I got you.
So
thank you, sir.
We'll have to wait and see how things pan on out here as the pace car dives on back down into pit road, and away we go, side by side across the line. Green flag racing here from California once again. That 33 giving the 728 a big push here, trying to get around that 753. Jeremiah Burke, as those teammates have been working well together here tonight. Albert Anderson and Mike Adamson trying to work together as well, with the 63 of Oxendine in tow. The 48 of Jack the Ripper Dixon now up into this top 10, going side by side with Dustin Wade and David Kelly and Jonah Long, as the 2 of David Emig right there in front of him, trying to hold these guys on up a little bit and hang on to some of these spots. Jonah Long trying to fight his way up here right now in 7th. Looks like David Kelly having a rough ride down into the grass.
David Emig still your biggest gainer tonight, your hard charger tonight, up 15 spots. He's sitting in 11th right now, but still having a heck of a race.
Yeah, there's a bunch of guys that moved up double digits. David Fight, David Emig, Jack Dixon, Jonah Long, Oxendine. Some big movers and shakers tonight.
Having a little bit of a rough night is the 81 Jonathan Osborne, a lap down right now in 26. He's trying to stay in that lucky dog spot here.
Yeah, and he's in no danger of losing it right now, as Charlie Herkus is the next guy back, and he's 3 laps behind Osborne. So Osborne just racing himself right now, trying to stay out of danger and keep that truck straight.
Yeah, crazier things have happened. If he can get that lap back, he could probably rip up into the top 10 for sure.
Then, of course, you've got the tire situation coming into play as well, as the 728 of Timothy Pope continuing to lead here tonight. Still got battles going on. Dustin Wade in the 68 in behind that too of Emig. You got Mike Sabanowski in the 34 trying to figure out a way to get around that 01 of Kelly Keel. The 64 Trevor Robertson missing some paint from both sides of that truck, trying to fight up through this field as well.
Charlie Herkus might be 4 laps down, but he's right there trying to help his teammate, fellow RAR driver, the number 6 of Austin Reeves there, trying to keep him in front of Wittenberg here as he continues to turn laps out there on the lead lap.
We go 3 wide here with the 01, the 34, and the 64.
Another great race from California. This Autoclub, man, it's great. I can't believe they're reconfiguring.
Well,
the track.
California, they don't do much right out there, but this track here is pretty interesting. Really fun racing. And they're going to tear it down. I mean, that's what they do in California. You build back better, you know, that's what they're going to do. Build it back to a better track. Isn't that what they're saying is going to happen?
I don't see how you could get any better than this. I mean, it's an older track surface, but it's a lot of fun. These guys, there's so many of these drivers who just love this track. They're going to miss it for sure. Hopefully they keep it as a legacy track so these guys can continue to run on it.
Well, they probably would, you know, can't afford the excise tax on the fuel just to run NASCAR out there anymore. But here in the virtual world,
oh yeah,
still awesome track. Really good battle up front in the top 5. Awesome stuff to watch.
Absolutely. And speaking of awesome stuff to watch, here on the rooftop of the 123, John Gallagher sees a great battle between Keel, Robertson, Fight, and Endicott, as well as Sabanowski, unfold right there in front of him. So he got free tickets to the best seat in the house out there on the racetrack. It's the 48 of Jack Dixon. Looks like he's coming out of the pits here. He's going to be racing against Osborne for that lucky dog spot.
Might have been his strategy just to go down, pack it full of fuel, and as long as he come out in front of Osborne, he was going to be okay to maybe get his lap back. He's counting on a late caution, I think. He'll be good on fuel for sure at this point. 20 laps to go.
Well, I got a little distracted. Kansas just did Kansas things, so playing Arkansas. It's a battle of Arkansas versus Kansas.
Razorbacks took him out, huh?
It looks
Or it
that
ain't
way.
over.
No, it's over. Interesting. But good battle here, too. I mean, all the way back here at 13th, Kelly Keel's battling it out.
Yeah, I guess David Fight here side by side with the 64 of Robertson. There was not a lot of space there between those two drivers, and that could have been absolutely calamitous as their kind of fenders weren't even with each other, and that would have been a whole mess as they got a whole bunch of people sitting right there behind them, like Dustin Eaton, Sabanowski, Wittenberg, Reeves. Of course, you know, you get people like Wittenberg who pitted there on 57. Same thing with Chandler Paul and Andrew Player. They're just hoping that this thing goes green the rest of the way and that they've saved enough fuel during this run, because everyone else still is going to have to come on down to pit. And speaking of coming down to pit, here comes the 68 of Dustin Wade right now.
Guys realizing I don't have enough fuel. Let me get down there, top off, get back out there as fast as I can. We're 3 wide again back here with the 48 on the outside. Now the 123 on the outside position. Mercy.
Man, oh
That's
man.
tight right there, boy.
Hey, not only that, but depending on how you were looking at it, that was almost 4 wide going down
Yeah,
this back straightaway
right.
here.
I think it was for just a second there.
But great,
Scary.
2x2 racing here as Anderson and Burke come on down into the pit. Same thing with the 64 Trevor Robertson making the late call to dive on down into pit lane. That leaves Timothy Pope, Jess Vaught, and Mike Adamson, all 3 drivers competing for some final 4 spots here out in front, and still waiting to see
Well-
how this race shakes on up with the 3 of Austin Paul trying to catch back around the 2 of David Emig here.
Well, the top 8 drivers are competing to see who's the first guy that can run out of gas. So they know they've got to come back down. They just don't know when. I think they're hoping for a caution here so they can duck down and get some gas.
Vaught, Adamson,
Oh, here they come.
Long. We got a whole bunch of people coming on in. You got Oxendine, Paul, Reeves, Keel, and Kelly all moving on down into pit road, and we're getting even more coming on down and in. So people starting to maybe question their fuel strategies here. As the Ford Dion Jones looks like he could use a fast repair here. Hopefully he's got one saved up. That truck has seen some beaten and battered days, but a good, looks like a pit entry there from all those guys. I don't hear any reports of any black flags. So we're going 4 wide, 3 wide, now 2 wide here around where Ricky Wittenberg is.
Kelly Keel came in really hot, passed a couple of trucks, but didn't get a speeding penalty. So Kelly's been practicing that pit entry, I believe.
Well, it's strategery time.
Yeah.
That's what it is right here, and we're going to see how it all works out with all this strategery going on.
Yeah,
Pope and Emig just came in there, Brown.
that they did. So Fight currently holds the lead. Last pitting on lap 44. He's going to hold out for as long as he can, trying to hope a late caution comes on out here. It almost does, as the 57 and the 55 almost get made some contact there. You also got the 14 of Dustin Eaton. You got the 64 Robertson trying to make his way back around this field with some new tires here. So side by side race in action, and this is a racing for what could possibly, depending on their fuel strategy, be for a race win, but only time will tell here, as it looks like the 55 able to squeeze on around, and same thing with the 14 of Eaton. So Endicott trying to hold on to a 3rd place spot right now. He's got the 123 of John Gallagher starting to bear down on him.
David Emig too fast exiting. He's going to have to bring it back down the pit lane. Big hit for the 2 machine.
And he was doing so well. So I don't know if we can call that the curse of the broadcaster, because that wasn't like an unlucky thing. That was...
Hey, I didn't have my foot on the gas.
Yeah, I can't blame that on any of us. I mean, let's try to... You know what? 2023, we're going to have to stop blaming us for all these problems.
Yeah.
Next year.
What? Hashtag what curse?
Yeah, no curse. There's no curse. We just talk. They're the ones making mistakes. It's not us.
Some voodoo queen throwing chicken bones.
Well, that might be
Somewhere.
happening
That might
on
be
your
part of
end.
it. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's 72 of Chan the Man coming out here with some big head of steam, getting around that 123 of Gallagher, stealing that 3rd spot away, now chasing down that 14 of Dustin Eaton. So Chan the Man definitely not in fuel safe mode right now. He's cutting and slicing and dicing his way up through this field, as we got people, kind of stuck a lap down right now, or close to it, as looks like David Emig back out there on the track, tucked up behind the 5 of Jonah Long, trying to make up some time.
Mike Sobanowski did not see a way forward here tonight, as he'll finish out right back there in 27th spot, disconnected. He is back on the trailer and headed down to Phoenix. Kyle Vaught, hashtag chicken bones.
Yeah, we got to get that started. You're into that voodoo down there.
Well,
aren't you?
I don't think there's any drivers that live close enough to South Louisiana where they can drive down and put some X's on the side of Marie Laveau's tomb and make wishes and stuff like that.
Oh, I wouldn't dare anybody go down there and try something like that.
Pretty rough down there right now.
I've been down there. That might be what happened to me.
During those pit stops, Jess Vaught was able to kind of leapfrog over Timothy Pope here. He's now sitting in 7th. He's got the 753 Jeremiah Burke kind of sitting behind him here, as they both make their way around the 29 of Hot Rod Mayberry, kind of in the same boat here, trying to maybe save some fuel and hang on to a top 10 spot for old Hot Rod, as The 57 and the 123 go side by side, fighting over third place right now.
I'm going to say it. Ricky Wittenberg. Look at him out there. Once again, in first place near the end of the race.
Yeah,
He's trying to save some gas. Can he make it 2 in a row?
He topped off on fuel on the last stop. I don't know if that's enough.
I don't think it will be, but we've seen some crazy stuff happen in these races at VRL.
He's kind of like getting in the groove right now at the end of the year.
Indeed, as the 123 John Gallagher makes his way down into pit road for his final pit stop of this race. So the really only other drivers that haven't made a pit stop: Hot Rod Mayberry, Ricky Wittenberg, Chandler Paul, Russ Endicott, and Andrew Player, all trying to hang on to their spots here and at least outlast those guys that just recently pitted. And of course, I think Shan the Man in that 72 machine saw what Ricky did last week and said, "Hey, Ricky, you make the call. I'm going to follow you and pick your strategy because it obviously works." And so he's kind of in the same boat as his teammate there in the 55.
Well, look at Vaught and Burke. They're 25 seconds behind Ricky Wittenberg that last time they crossed the start-finish line. So look for that to start dwindling down quick. If he's fast enough, he can catch these guys, maybe, even if they don't run out of fuel.
It is gonna be close with 8 laps left remaining here, about half a track difference from where these guys who just recently somewhat pitted here, lap 68, 69, with the 33 of Vaught and the 753 of Jeremiah Burke, trying to make up as much ground as they can here. As Russ Endicott in that 57, he's trying to hang on here as well. He's got that 19-second gap back to where Jess Vaught is, and I think this would be the highest position that we've ever seen Russ Endicott finish in.
I believe so. I can't remember if he's been on the podium or not. I know he's fun to talk to for sure, so we'll see if that Jack Daniels truck can pull a miracle out of his behind tonight and finish on the podium. A fuel-saving miracle.
Hey, you ain't kidding us. The 751, Mike Adamson trying to make up as many spots as he can here and climb this top 10. Get as many points as he can to try to leapfrog a couple spots and make it to that top 4. Josh Oxendine as well trying to do the same thing. You got Austin Paul hanging on behind him here. Is Albert Anderson kind of stuck up in the mix here as well.
Yeah, Albert's up there and trying to battle it out for a top 10 spot with Oxendine right now. That's too wide. Seeing who can pull it off.
I mean, if you're a playoff driver, are you going to be fighting the non-playoff drivers just a little bit harder, just to kind of send a message? Hey, I still got a shot. These are my points you're sitting on. Get out of my way.
Oh, it's Russ Endicott, I think, thinking he's not gonna make it. He bails out here, comes on down into pit lane. So Jess Vaught will get that 3rd place spot back. He still has to battle with the 753 Jeremiah Burke, though, for it, as they come back down across the line. 5 laps left to go here. Jonah Long as well. He's tucked up behind that 728 of Timothy Pope, given absolutely no room to that back bumper there, trying to work together. I think maybe get a little bit of some drafting help as Ricky Wittenberg, I think, realizing he's not going to make it. I think it was just a little too much to ask to save that much fuel.
Man, that's too bad. I guess the strategery didn't work out so far for Ricky. You never know. It's not over, but close to being over.
Ricky Fumes Wittenberg going to have to come down and get some fuel.
He has been pushing the limit on the fuel recently. Worked out last week, though.
Yeah, that indeed. So with 4 laps to go, it's going to be Jess Vaught out in front for the first time here tonight. 753 Jeremiah Burke still pretty close behind him here, about just under a second. Timothy Pope is closing in, trying to shuffle his way up through this field. He's still got That 5 of Jonah Long hanging around there as well. 3 of Austin Paul tucked in behind the 63 of Josh Oxendine. We got Andrew Player and Ricky Wittenberg going side by side as the 55 comes out of pit lane here. 4 laps left remaining here in this race from California.
Everybody up here good on fuel. We're about to see a big old shootout here, boys.
Well, if they can keep it straight and not have a caution, that'll be the most interesting part.
Oh, man. Because we've got guys that are spaced out on tires. I mean, it's only, 3 or 4 laps, but that can make a difference at the end of the race. And it's also about how these guys drove on that set.
I think it does matter. Like Timothy Pope was on 70, Jess Vaught on 69, and Jeremiah Burke on 68. It's a little difference. And it depends on how bad they beat him up. You're right.
Absolutely here as we got 2 laps to go now. Vaught with a lead of just over a second here as Pope caught up to his teammate Jeremiah Burke. Are they going to maybe have a talk here and say, hey, go on through, try to go catch him? We're running out of time here, as it looks like Pope looking down low on the 753 here, making some moves, and it looks like the 753 is going to stay way out wide here, allowing Pope to shuffle on through. So with 1 final lap remaining here as Jess Vaught comes back down and across the line, can he hang on here as the white flag waves? No more cautions here tonight. We got 4 more corners to do here before we claim a winner at this one here in California. Jess making his way down through turns 1 and 2 as we speak, still hanging on strong. No traffic in front of him, just making sure he stays in front of the people behind him here, making his break down the back straightaway here. Still about a 1.25 seconds behind is Pope and Burke. Running out of time here as they make their final way through turns 3 and 4. Jess Vaught, after overcoming some issues last week, picks up the win here tonight in California. Pope in second, Jeremiah Burke in third. Great race coming back across the line between the oh my goodness, excuse me, as the 63 of Oxendine and the 3 of Austin Paul had a great battle here to finish this one off. Same thing with the 1 of Fight and Trevor Robertson in the 64 for 11th and 12th.
Kyle Vaught out there, proud of his papa out there, picking up another win here in Vigilante Racing League after starting outside row 2, able to maintain and stay up front, take care of those tires, and pick up another win tonight.
Well, what's impressive, and I got to do my math right, but Limitless guys finished 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 8th.
Wow.
So that's
incredible.
That's a pretty good run, all top 10 for Limitless.
Indeed. So in the meantime, we do have a random draw driver to pick. So here we go. And it's going to be tonight's 23rd finisher, Dion Jones.
Awesome. He got random draw before sometime this season, I believe. Let me let the admins know who it is here.
Congratulations there, Dion.
Yeah, with a little extra money. Not bad.
Jess Vaught making absolutely sure there is no rubber whatsoever left on those rims. This is a pretty impressive 11 he's got going on here.
I'm watching Kelly Kill do a reverse burnout, kind of drifting sideways behind his teammate there. These guys practice that. I guarantee you that.
I think it's organic.
Oh, man. Definitely an impressive run once again from the 33. Yeah, you got to mention Jonah Long up there in the 5, involved in the accident early. I think he was one of the ones involved in that first wreck. And then came out and we saw him passing trucks today like a madman. Started back at 21st spot, finishes right there in fourth, one spot out of the podium.
We'll use this time while we wait for people to join us here in the broadcasting waiting room that we will return to racing again on Friday night with the Num Thumbs Racing League ARCA series. And that is going to be from, I believe that's North Wilkesboro. So got some kind of short track action going on there. And that should be a fun time.
Well, it is. I mean, I love this track under the lights, but under a short track, on a short track under the lights really makes it feel kind of nostalgic for me. Like when I was a kid watching my local Saturday night racing.
Well,
These guys do a Polish victory lap out there. The teammates of Jess Vaught out there pulling their best Alan Kowicki imitation.
Awesome. As we do have some people joining us here now with the right by the podium. So let's talk to tonight's third place finisher here first, and that's the 753 Jeremiah Burke, doing all he could do to keep up with Jess and Tim here tonight, and doing a heck of a job of it, trying to secure that spot in the final four here before the championship race coming up next week from Phoenix. Jeremiah, you had a really good run here tonight, showing a lot of speed, making up a good chunk of spots as well. Maybe not qualifying as good as you wanted to, but you definitely made it work for you here tonight.
Yeah, I had a pretty good run. As we were gridding, my seat broke in my rig, and I couldn't lean back in it at all. So I was very uncomfortable tonight. I just had nothing for Tim and Jess, and luckily under one of the cautions, I was able to get my daughter to prop up another wood or folding chair up behind me, so I at least didn't fall out of the rig. But it was a struggle tonight.
I think you're going to feel that in your abs tomorrow if your rig broke and you had to kind of prop yourself up there. Man, great job by you individually. Up 9 spots to finish on the podium tonight, but not just individually, but you and your team working together. Y'all had the full crew tonight. Every one of y'all in the top 8 and making up 2/3 of the podium. What a great effort out there from the Limitless guys. I'm sure you guys probably cemented at this point as the team champs out there. I'm not sure. I don't have the numbers with me, but I think it's going to be hard to beat when you guys go to Phoenix next week.
Yeah, we've been running really good. You put this team on a nice low grip surface like this, and we all excel. So it's just a blast. It's good to see everybody running good all at the same time. Really, no struggles. I know there was Mike and Albert were getting raced pretty hard, but I mean that's just the part of being in this league here. You're going to get raced hard. So it was a lot of fun tonight, and I'm glad we all ran good. And looking forward to getting to Phoenix to finish this off. I think at least me and Tim should be in the or are in the final four, and depending on how those stage points go, I think Mike and Player may be tied. So I don't know how that tiebreaker is going to go. We'll see.
Well, good luck to you. Shout outs before we let you go.
Oh yeah, Limitless Motorsports, Mike, Albert, Tim. Greg will be back next year, so that'll be fun. Looking forward to Ricky Wittenberg, D&D Racing Graphics, awesome paint schemes, and awesome at selling houses too. So let's get that in there. And I think everybody else for putting up with me while I do this. My daughter for throwing this seat behind me so I didn't fall out of the chair, because that would have been ugly. And you guys putting on a great broadcast. Appreciate it.
Awesome job tonight. Jeremiah Burke coming home in third place here, securing that spot, hopefully inside that championship four. Man, we can't wait for that championship race next week at Phoenix. Man, good luck.
Looking forward to it. I hope to see you guys on the podium once again. See how it goes. Have a good week.
So with that, we'll move up a spot here and talk to tonight's second place finisher, and that's going to be Mr. Timothy Pope, starting on the pole and moving only back one spot here to second place. So a solid run here, Tim, and it looked like it was going to be another fuel strategy run kind of to the end like we had last week, but those guys like Ricky and Chandler just not able to save enough here. So working out in your favor tonight and able to walk away in second place.
Yeah, messed my last pit stop up, I guess, and slowed up a little bit too going into the pits there, and lost too much time.
Yeah, it's a rough pit entry to get into at the speed you want. We saw a lot of black flags tonight on guys, not just on entry. We saw some guys speeding on exit as well. Your teammate there, Jeremiah, mentioned when you put your team on a low grip, highly technical track, you excel. Next week, Phoenix is going to be somewhat similar to that. Are you guys discussing what you're going to do at Phoenix yet? Are you looking forward to seeing how your team's going to excel next week with that funky dog-legged Phoenix track?
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, we haven't really talked about it yet, but I'm pretty sure we might do some practicing. I know I am with this one. I ain't practiced all year, but I want to practice for the last one, especially pit stops, so I won't screw them up.
They ought to be a little worried if you're going to actually practice. So awesome. Good job again tonight, as all, just like the entire season. Great job by your team. You have anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, everybody on the team, you guys for a good broadcast. VRL for putting this series on. Ricky Rittenberg for the paints.
Awesome, Tim. Well, congratulations on the second place finish here tonight. We look forward to seeing you guys back out here in action next week for that championship race coming from Phoenix. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
We will take a quick break from the podium and we'll move on down to tonight's 23rd place finisher. And that is going to be the 4 of Dion Jones. And Dion, I think we can call this one on our side, because we talked about you earlier on in that kind of first run, and you were up there inside the top 10. You were looking pretty quick. And then I think you just got kind of knotted up in secondary incidents there and getting some damage and kind of drifted on back. But you were definitely looking strong here tonight.
I was surprised. I was actually doing better than I thought I would be doing. Like you said, sticking up front. Actually ended up leading, 5 or 8 laps.
Well, Phoenix is a long ways off, it seems like, but you got some time to practice before next week's race. You looking forward to it?
Not exactly my favorite track, but seems to be getting a little bit better over the years. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Well, you got a little extra money, gold money in your pocket tonight. Fun to watch you out there. Good luck next week. And you got anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, I think I'll give a shout out to, she's not going to be listening, but my daughter. She's in the Air Force out in Montana. Jessica
right.
Jones.
The best branch of them all right there.
Well, some of us, may appreciate the Space Force more than the Air Force, even though they're the same thing. But either way, Dion, great job here tonight. Good job sticking with it and being able to walk away with some extra change in that pocket. And good luck next week as we end this season off from Phoenix, man. Good job.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
Pass on to your daughter. Thank you for your service as well. We sure appreciate her.
I definitely will.
So with that, we move on up to tonight's race winner, and it's going to be that 33 of Jess Vaught, making up for a little bit of mistake last week at Homestead. So Jess, I'm going to assume that you're most definitely locked into the championship for here next week for Phoenix, and picking up a big win here at a track that it seems like it's kind of like Michigan, where everybody seems to get some talent, and it just makes your guys' job just all that much more difficult out there.
Yeah, this is another one of those tracks I like. I mean, I think I missed an opportunity last week. In Homestead, it's a kind of a similar track in some ways, I think. But yeah, I missed an opportunity there, made a mistake. Felt like it was going to come down to me and Tim at the end there, and it did. He didn't fare as well getting off pit road as I did on that last round of pit stops, and so it took him a little longer to come back through the field. But he was chasing me down at one point. So I'll take the W. Real happy with that. And yeah, next week's going to be interesting. I'm in it should be Tim, I believe, player, and Burke, but that's all unofficial. I have to go check all the numbers. But since I won, I'm definitely in.
Yeah, we got to make sure to cross all the T's and dot all the I's before we go down that road. But I tell you what, your team was definitely happy for you there at the end. We saw a little bit of the celebration. You guys were down a teammate tonight in Greg Klein, but he'll be back next week, I believe. Next week, man, I can't wait because me and Turner were talking about we loved it when they had the championship race at Homestead. But the Phoenix races are almost as exciting, if not more. I mean, sometimes you can see them go, 5 wide coming into that dog leg, cutting that dog leg out. And you just never know what you're going to see there. It's such a unique track. And we're pretty glad you guys are ending right there on such a cool track, man.
Yeah, this will be this league's first opportunity to run this style of a playoff. At this point, once we determine the championship four, there's next week no points. It's just going to be head to head, and with the folks that are in this chase or playoffs, I guess they call it now, it's going to be tough. And at that track, the variable of the dog leg and yeah, I tell you, I'm a little bit nervous about going into it. I would hate to get taken out. I'd rather get beaten straight up, coming to the line or something. So I'm hoping that that's how it works out for us in the end.
Well, you had a lot of fans out there tonight. I think we saw a new Vought out there cheering you on.
Yeah.
So
Kyle was out there tonight.
yeah, so congrats, man. Next week is going to be awesome. I do love Phoenix. We were talking about it, and if you were going to replace Homestead with anything, Phoenix is the spot, and I like how they do it in real NASCAR, and y'all are going to do it next week. Good luck to you. Congrats and shout outs.
Yeah, as always, shout out to you guys for putting on these broadcasts and doing a professional job for us, highlighting our league and the talent we have here. My wife, as always, couldn't do any of this without her. Certainly wouldn't have been able to dedicate the time without her being involved and most importantly, her running the league essentially so I can be a competitor. So really love her and thankful for that she does that for me. And then, as you guys mentioned tonight, I had my eldest son cheering me on, and he had his fiance Jordan on there with him. I don't know if she was actually posting, but she was in the living room hooting and hollering too. So the support I get from my family is tremendous, and I appreciate them and everybody in this league. And I'm looking forward to next week, guys.
Absolutely, Jess. Congratulations, bringing that 33 machine home in that first place spot here tonight. We cannot wait for next week to come soon enough. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic show from Phoenix, man. Congratulations and good luck coming up.
Thank you, guys. Take care, and Happy New Year coming up.
Same to you.
Oh boy. So with that, we have to wait another week, but then we get a championship race, and I got a feeling that's this is going to be one for the ages here next week, guys.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I love that they're trying something new with this playoff system. As you can see, they haven't lost the huge truck counts that they've had all season. I love the identifying, red banners on the windshields and stuff. It's just, it's a lot of fun to watch. I hope the viewers out here are having as much fun as we are watching this VRL season. It's been great. And next week, I hope we get a great race to cap it off with.
Yeah, I think we will. I guarantee we will, actually, at Phoenix. Be interesting to see. No, I'm going to guarantee it right here, right now. I guarantee it. Just going to be interesting to see this, how many sets of tires, what the fuel is. 1 mile track that races crazy. So I'm ready.
Indeed. Speaking about ready, let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver finished up here tonight, starting us off with that 33 of Jess Vought, picking up the race win here this evening with the 728 of Timothy Pope with a strong run as well, finishing in second. Got the 753 Jeremiah Burke having a great run finishing up 9 spots to finish on the podium there in third. The 5, Jonah Long. He's going to be tied for hard charger of the day here, picking up a 4th place finish. 751, Mike Adamson with a solid run here tonight as well, up quite a few spots to finish in 5th. 63, Josh Oxendine had a solid run, finishing there in 6th, up double digits. 3 of Austin Paul was up 3 to finish tonight in 7th place. 747, Albert Anderson, America's driver, finishing here tonight in 8th, with the 6 of Austin Reeves up 16 spots to finish inside this top 10 in 9th, with the 48 of Canadians, Jack Dixon. I know I purposely did that one, but
You did that on
I
purpose.
did.
That was good.
I did that one on purpose, but had a solid kind of up and down night for him in that 48 machine, getting lucky, avoiding some of the contacts and whatnot, but top 10 finish for Jack.
Yeah, the one of David Fight. What a strong run out there. Ran into some trouble, but still up a whole bunch of spots from the back of the field, finishing in 11th place. The 12th place will go to Trevor Robertson in that Gorilla Glue number 64. David Kelly in the 49 will finish 13th. 14th will be Ricky Wittenberg. We thought he might make it 2 in a row there, but the gas just wasn't there. He should have put some in his roll bar and had a little tube, kind of feed it down there towards his fuel cell, but that didn't really happen out there for Ricky. Started in 3rd, finishing in 14th place. Rounding out your top 15 will be the 01 of Kelly Keel, the 123 of John Gallagher. I'm sorry. Finishes right where he started there in 16th place. 17th will go to Chandler Paul. He had some bad luck there at the around lap 10. Got in a bad crash there. He'll finish in 17th place. 18th will be Russ Endicott, another one of those guys who said, hey, man, it'd be really cool to see Russ get a podium, but the fuel just didn't work out for the 57. He'll finish in 18th place. 19th will be Andrew Player in the 18 machine. And rounding out your top 20, the first truck 1 lap down, that's Dustin with a Y. Dustin Eaton in the 14.
Yeah, right below him, Dustin with an I. Like, I think that's how they normally spell it.
Yeah.
Then 21st, 22nd, Dave Mayberry. 23rd, Dion Jones. We talked to him. 24th, Charlie Herkus in the 83 machine. Jonathan Osborne in the 81 truck. Ends up 25th, David Emig in the 2. 26th, Mike the Spy Sabanovsky, 27th. And Robert Jordan in 28th.
And that is your field here tonight from California. Again, we thank you all for tuning in and watching as always, because you guys are the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing it. So thank you for showing on up. And if you haven't yet, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell, so that way you get alerted every single time that we do go live, and don't get a chance to miss a single second of this great race in action that we bring to you week in and week out, sometimes even 5 nights a week. So a lot of stuff going on, as well as if you like what's going on, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, so that way the algorithm knows that, hey, people are liking this, we need to share this with more and more people and help us grow this fantastic community that we've got going on over here on the YouTubes. Of course, all of this wouldn't happen without some fantastic sponsors like Blue Fox Properties and Dave Mayberry. Give them a call at 520-850-4189 if you're looking to buy or sell your house in that Tucson, Arizona area, or anywhere across the country. With 18 years of experience, Dave can absolutely help you on out, especially with the housing market that is absolutely bananas crazy. Be sure to give Dave a call and get yourself a good quality realtor today. Don't do it alone. So with that, we look forward to seeing you all on Friday night live with the NTRL ARCA series. So can't wait to get that show back up and running. But until then, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. Happy New Year, y'all, and please get a ride. Don't drive drunk. That's what fools do. So thank you.
We gone.
See ya.